Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business, no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. So please remember that Notary Educators LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Now sit back and watch Kimmi and crew, and don't forget to subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
Educators with Kimmi. I'm your host, #1 notary educator, Kimmi Nunnally. How's it going? I train notaries to know what they're actually doing before they start going out there and stamping those papers. Some people say, well, there's a whole lot more to being a notary than stamping a paper. Guess what? That's why they're hiring you to stamp that paper. So if you don't know how to do it correctly, you need to call me. Check out notaryeducatorsllc.com for all things notary, though. For those of you who may be new, again, I train notaries nationwide, and not just on how to stamp the paper, but how to get the bag, right? Because you got to know how to price your services. You got to know what services to offer, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I just want to say hello and welcome to those who will watch the replay, those who will listen to the podcast. And today we're just going to do a little story time. I am here answering questions. Happy Sunday, Angela. What's up? Andrea. Shout out to Andrea. She did a job for me yesterday. I appreciate it. I actually had double booked myself. I always got a story, but we'll start with that one. That's not what I came on here to talk about, but since Andrea popped on and she helped me out really quick. So yesterday, Andrea is also a part of mentorship, so that's how I was able to use her because I know she knows what she's doing. As I mentioned on my live the other day, I do not just hand out work to anybody. I do not just call a body to go and do my work. Hey, Lori, welcome. Lori, yeah, I do not just hire anybody to do my jobs. So I'm very selective. That's why I don't have a signing company. I don't. Could I have another stream of income? Sure. But I cannot just trust anybody with my documents. So I'm a little OCD like that. So I know that Andrea is trained. Andrea knows what she's doing. So I felt very comfortable in her taking over the job for me. I had actually double booked myself. I had a client, and take gems, y'all. Take some notes because everything is always a story. It's something to learn. Learn from me so you don't do this. And I'm still human. I'm running a notary business. I'm running an educational space too. So I got a lot going on. So anyway, with this particular client, I had a loan modification coming at 3:30 yesterday. The appointment I gave Andrea was at 4. So I hadn't heard back from my 3:30. Looking at my phone for my notes and everything about him, because he was a repeat client, could not find anything. So I was like, oh my God, is he even still coming? So again, I had kind of double booked, and that's when I was like, well, you know what? I'd already told the first client, he wanted me to come at 1 o'clock. And I was like, no, I can't make 1 o'clock, but I can do 4. And then after I thought about it, I said, no, I can't do the 4 o'clock because I need Jeffrey to be my witness for the 3:30 if he shows up. Sure enough, around 3:15, he says, hey, am I still coming today at 3:30? So fortunately, I had already outsourced the first job to Andrea. And some notes that you can take and gems away from that is being more organized than I was in that situation. Typically, I'm very organized. I try to write my client's name in the appointment that I make for them. I don't let people get on my calendar automatically. I know there's an app for that, Calendly, and all these different things. Square has a scheduler also, but I don't like clients to get on my calendar without me making the appointment. I want to know what the appointment is. I want to know what we're talking about. I want to know what kind of documents they have. I want to make sure they're in agreement with the fee. So I don't just let people schedule themselves onto my calendar, okay? Not to mention things happen where it's like, okay, I thought I was going to work today from 4 to 6, but I changed my mind. I need to close at 3, you know? So again, I'm really kind of particular and in control of my calendar in that way. But this time I just forgot to write some crucial information, because if I had the info, I could have texted my client when I got the call at 1 o'clock and said, hey, I can't help you till 4:30, because it would have took me at least 20 minutes to get there. So anyway, it all worked out. Andrea made some money, another notch in her belt. I still look like the hero, because the client is going to call me back initially if they need something, because they'll never forget, oh, she couldn't do it, but she referred me to somebody. I have that happen all the time. So I always try to encourage that the other notary is not your competitor, okay? In a sense, yes, we are competitors. Let's not get it twisted, right? However, we have to work together, because like I cannot do all the jobs. Andrea cannot do all the jobs. You know, everybody in this area, they can't do everything. So we have to work together. And that shows the network and teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So my client, like I was saying, I don't have to worry. Well, he's going to call Andrea next time. And if he does, so be it. She went and helped him. She established a relationship. Great. But he's never going to forget that Kimberly is the one that initially put them in touch. And I do that all day when I have to leave town. If I am in the doctor's appointment or whatever, and I have to refer work out to Angela, our old trainer that was with us, I refer work to her and they still call me first. Same thing with her. She may say, I can't do it, but, and then she sent it to me, but she is their notary. I am their notary, you know, and that's the kind of relationships eventually you want to have with your clients, where no matter what happened, they may go see somebody else today, but they coming back to you tomorrow, okay? All right, let's get some of your comments. And then I do have another story, the reason I came on here. Angela says, that's not OCD, that's being careful. Thank you, honey, because I be thinking, am I a little bit extra? I know I am, but hey, Donna Black, how are you? She's saying good afternoon to everyone. Everyone saying hello to each other. Quite a few in mentorship here. Hey, Christina, what's up? What's up? Yeah, Lori's telling Andrea she did a great job. Hey Notary fam, it's Kimmi. I am here to let you know, just in case you have not heard about the Notary Business Coaching Success Program. We meet weekly. We talk about your notarial duties, how to do an acknowledgement, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath, everything you've been asking for. And guess what else is included? Unlimited access to all of my trainings that will also include ink fingerprinting, trust/estate documents, learn how to properly execute a trust. Don't forget, we also have the private community, like-minded notaries who have been trained by me. Check out my book that I've written for each state, How to Start Your Notary Business in Alabama, California. You get the point. Wherever you're located, there's a book for your state. Well, hopefully I'll see you soon over in training. Notary Educators, LLC. We got you covered. Bye. For review. Deleted. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. You know this modern technology. So anyway, I'm going to take some of your questions, but let me tell y'all my other story. And I got the chat all caught up, and I can't see what you're saying, so go ahead and comment, okay? So my other story was, really quick, I got a message while I was worshiping this morning. Text message came in, and the message says, hey, I have 8 documents that have already been signed. They're a car dealership. They wanted to know, is that going to be a problem because the clients already signed the documents? Okay. So I just put this over in our group chat. Yeah, that's a problem. So when he first sent me the message, I already knew where he was going with that, right? He must have sold some vehicles and now they all signed off on the titles and stuff. But now in order for him to get the car registered with the DMV, it has to be notarized. So, okay, I'll play along. So I asked him, I said, hey, so I said, are these clients, I said, whose signature needs to be notarized, yours or the client's? He was like, the client's. I said, oh, okay. So like I said, I've been doing this a long time, so I already knew where he was going with that. So he said, I said, well, no, I said, I won't be able to notarize it for them. They have to be standing in front of me. He said, oh, okay. So I don't think this was his first rodeo. I think if he found somebody that was willing to say, oh, he got 8 documents, let me go ahead and do this, they were going to do it. You know what I mean? But the kids don't get down like that. You have to already, the client has to appear before me in my state. Now, if your state rules say something different, you might could have made some money on 8 documents, okay? But in my case, they have to appear before me. So that's a no-go, okay? So just be cautious out there. People will ask you to do different things. And just because they ask do not mean you have to. That is your notary commission to protect. Okay, just because again someone say, hey, can you do such and such, you will not get in trouble with your state. What's going to get you in trouble is if you do something and you're not supposed to do it.